Okay, YouTube, this is series or part 2 of my evolution of gear. So this episode will be about my cook systems, my fuel sources. And I've got a variety of fuel or cooking gear that I've used over the years. Some aren't here because they're lost, they're broken, or whatever. But what I could dig out and find is in front of you here. So let's start off. You know, when I first started out, bush, obviously it was always a fire made, and we'd cook, you know, on the fire with our big pans and pots we had in the car. And then when I started getting to kind of bring one bag with all your gear you require to do your overnighters or 2 nights, you know, I had to pack lighter and think a little bit differently about fuel sources in the case that, you know, everything was wet. So obviously, like everyone else, I guess, I started off on the you know, the little fuel tablets. You know, cost $6. Get a pack of how many's in here? I don't know. I don't know. I think there's 8, maybe more fuel tablets in that thing there. And you know, obviously you get the little stove with it. Folds out. You light 1 or 2 in there, and good enough to boil some water or cook a small meal. Worked great for a long time. You know, even great for using bits of wood. You know, as a wood little stove, works good for that. You know, you can have it like that, or you can have it like that, and you know, away you go. But eventually, well, this one anyway, it starts bending and twisting and is not that stable, and yeah, eventually I just got over taking this thing with me all the time. Especially these fuel tabs, they stink, and the amount of soot that gets on your pots and pans is just incredible, and it's just, I don't like it. It's supposed to be smokeless and odorless. Well, that's a load of crap. It stinks. I know you can get the Jiffy fire starters and other kind of tabs that are odorless, but I've kind of moved away from that. Well, I have actually totally moved away from that. It's just doesn't suit my needs. I don't like it, and you know, forget about it. And then, you know, I've always had my GI Canteen system, but never really used the cup and the stove it comes with to cook on. You know, until maybe a few years ago, you know, I started using this as my stove and using bits of the bits of wood or the coal, the better coals, and just, you know, putting it on top of there, grabbing my cup, putting it on there, and cooking up a quick, you know, tea, coffee, you know, soup, whatever. Works great, and till this day I still use it. So you know, it's a great system, obviously proven system, because, you know, the soldiers use it, and obviously there's different varieties of this system depending on what country you are. So great system, still use it till today. Then I got the Firebox. Again, great system, excellent wood stove. Haven't used it for a while. The reason being, it's a heavy bugger. It's not a little bugger, it's a big bugger. It's a heavy unit to carry. Not that heavy, but then, you know, when you're considering every single bit of ounce or grams in your bag, probably not ideal for an overnighter. Unless you sacrifice other weight in your bag. Yes, there are now smaller versions of this, called different, you know, branded differently, which I need to get my hands on. And once I do get my hands on that, yeah, I'll probably start grabbing that and putting that in my bag. But until that stage, I use that a couple of times, more for car camping and stuff like that, and works really well. Yeah, again, a wood stove. Then I moved on to the butane fuel source, and the large butane style of fuel. So I got the what is it, 230 gram and the 460 gram. Okay, I've had this same container, geez, I don't know, for maybe a year. I've cooked many times on it. There's still heaps of gas in there. I think that's pretty new. But again, great, quick, guaranteed fuel source out in the field. That can fit in your bag, quite comfy. This, yes and no. And the actual stove part for this, I had a stainless steel stove one. It's broken. I was mucking around and I took it apart and I couldn't put it back together. But this system still works great for me. You know, I'll take this out, you know, maybe this little container, and I've got a guaranteed meal. And then I always wanted a alcohol stove or metho stove, and you know, I built many of those stoves myself. Probably wasn't any good at it, but it kind of got the job done. But I thought, you know, let's go out. So I bought the Transgea alcohol metho stove, and it works excellent. It's light, it's compact. You can store your fuel inside the actual stove itself. Doesn't leak. It's got a good rubber O-ring, and I use this still to this day many times out in the field. Yes, you need to use this in conjunction with, you know, well, generally I use this with this with that stove. I used to have a three kind of, I don't know what you call it, but it used to fold into a little nice unit where this used to sit in the middle, and then you could put your pots and pans on top of it. I don't know where that is, it's lost. And if you've seen a couple of my videos, I've actually, you know, it's quite easy to make your own stove. I mean, I've just got some kind of green timber, cut it up, sharpened it, banged it in the ground, put that in the middle, and then you've got four kind of sticks poking out where you can put your cup on top of it. Rocks, you know, there's many ways of making some sort of stove stand where you can put your cup or your pots on it by using this system. And obviously with this, if it is a windy day, you're going to need some sort of windbreaker, which is the only bummer about the system. But, you know, look at that. It fits in the palm of your hand, and, you know, you can't go wrong with this. You know, you can boil water within minutes with this system here. And I guess my most recent purchase is the good old Jetball, the Jetball Zip. One cooking unit and system in one. It's pretty much just, you know, that's all you need to take with you. That unit is your fuel, is your stove, and is your cooking pot. Grab and go, see you later, cook rice, cook a little stew, soup, tea, coffee, whatever you want. Absolutely love it, and worth every single penny that I paid. And I've done a review on this. You know, you got your gas stove there, you got your fuel, it's getting a bit empty, and great system. And it is now my preferred carry when I'm doing an overnighter or even a day trip. It's titanium, weighs nothing. I just put this elastic band here because sometimes this lid, when you cook and it heats up, it tends not to kind of clip on securely enough. You know, I've got my titanium spoon connected there, and that's it. So I've evolved from, I guess, the little Boy Scout kind of, I'll call it, little hexamine fuel tab system, to the good old GI system, which I still use, to the wood stove, to larger gas propane bottles with the stainless steel stovetop, to the alcohol metho system, to now the Jetball gas system. So yeah, a little bit of a evolution there in regards to the fuel sources and cooking. So hope you enjoyed that. Next one will be about my actual pots and pans and mess tins and how they've evolved over time and what I keep going back to and what I started out with. So thanks for watching. Cheers.